there's so many different things you can do. It's not just, you know, aerospace or power or submarines. Like, you could do product design. Like, everything is engineered. People with all different backgrounds, different diversities, different ideas of how things can be made. It's the best thing in engineering. Hi, I'm Chloe Hughes and I'm a stress engineer at Morson Projects. When I was at school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wasn't really interested in many things. I knew I liked maths and I loved problem solving, so that was something that I really wanted to get into. I was lucky enough to come from a family of engineers, so I knew what an engineer was. However, I didn't get much influence from women in engineering, so I didn't really feel that it was something that I wanted to do at the time. But then when I finished school, I left at 16 and I went to college. I decided to do a BTEC in electronic engineering and I loved it. So yeah, I just went from there. Didn't get into university at that point. So I worked in a bank for 6 months, hated it. Went back to college, did a HNC in electronic engineering. I'm from the Isle of Man, so there's not really too much going on in terms of engineering and design and things like that. So I knew that I had to try and get off the island to try and broaden my my career choices. So I went to university and in London and did electronic engineering again. It was just kind of a continuation. Even though I was very interested in aerospace, I just kind of had to keep going with what I already had. Well, that's what I thought, because I didn't really have anyone to tell me what I could do and what I couldn't do. So then I finished my degree. Couldn't really find a job in London. There wasn't much going on engineering wise there. So I decided to study a master's in Sweden in robotics. So that was an absolutely amazing thing to do. If there's an opportunity for you to ever go abroad and study, definitely do it, because it just opens your mind. It's amazing. Met so many amazing people. I really enjoyed robotics. I think it was really fun. It's the future. There's just so many different things, like with AI and the hardware, software, like everything. One of the modules that I took in Sweden was AI, and then just seeing and understanding that AI is just maths. Like it seems weird, like how you can really boil down decision making. It's just probability, and it's just amazing that you can just take that little bit of maths and then put that into an algorithm, into a software program, like write a script about it, and you have something intelligent basically making decisions. And I did an Erasmus to Portugal, to Lisbon, to do my master thesis there in human-robot interaction, which was very interesting. And then after that, came back to London. Obviously there still wasn't as many jobs as I wanted there. Did struggle, and then the pandemic hit. Was still in hospitality at the time, so I was put on furlough. At that point, I took it on to myself and be like, what do I actually want to do? And that was aerospace engineering. I always wanted to do that, and I didn't realise that I could. So that's when I decided, right, let's go back to university and do my master's in aerospace. I met Maria Williamson. She was my mentor at the University of Salford, the Go Beyond scheme. And she was my mentor, helping me with my interview skills, as I'm rubbish at them. And I think she saw some passion in me and thought it would be great to get me on the team at Morson Projects. So that's how I got into submarines, and then getting on into aerospace was more about the networking at Morson Projects. So I'm a stress engineer, and what I do is do a lot of analysis on different structures to be able to see if the forces and pressures that are exerted on an aeroplane, they'll be able to withstand that, so it won't fail in any way. I've always been into sci-fi. It's like one of my favourite things. So watching, you know, like different things when I was younger, like Red Dwarf, things like that, like being on a ship. It's just always been like really cool to me. Things that can fly, like how can things fly? It just seems so abstract, but it's real. And it's just amazing that all the different things that go into it as well, like even if you get something up in the air, like how is it going to stay there, like all the different weights, all the different structures, all the systems, like everything is controlled now by control systems, so, and all these different sensors. Like it's amazing, like to see how much work goes into it, and now being on a project, seeing, you know, for me, not necessarily the beginning, but to be able to be there through a lot of it until the end, putting my name on that as well is like really amazing. I've chosen to be a STEM ambassador because I feel that I didn't really have anyone there outside of my family to actually tell me the different things that engineers can do. I didn't really like school that much, and I think because I am quite shy, like I was much more shy when I was younger. You know, having someone take notice of me and say like, you know what, like you can do something like this, I think was really like, that would have been amazing to see a bit more of that. I would love to be able to just inspire someone outside of like their family or the norms that they see every day, and especially young girls or people that don't know what they want to do in their lives, because it is such a fun thing and there's so many different things you can do. It's not just, you know, aerospace or power or submarines, like you could do product design, like everything is engineered. So it would just be amazing for people with all different backgrounds, different diversities, different ideas of how things can be made. It's the best thing in engineering.